Hey, action figure collector, model collectors all around in between. Welcome back to Caspian Shows here. And I do want to go ahead and dive into another line that I was really feeling at the time. Kind of like around when Rainbow High was like really hitting. I was really only managed to get in Slate at the time. I got Attila. But all the other characters I didn't manage to get, I always did. And then when they started doing these boxes, I was like, oh yes, let me get some more. So I got the Slate, the newer version of him, and then I wanted to get one of the old ones for comparison. But he's actually seemed like he had some differences from the last one that was going on that I had. That was kind of like this box too. That I pointed out, they were like completely on different sides of the pack. So I'll open the slates together and then I'll do the girls separately. That way we can have kind of more of like a comparison vibe. And I'll just break it down into where it's I could do two videos or I could put it together. And I'll just start with Slate. He's so cool. I love this show when it's out. And I just noticed so many differences on the box. Like the art, I love the art just in general. I think it's so cool. But when they redid it, they really redid it. You know what I mean? It's a lot more to it than just the pet is on the box. And your normal notice, I wouldn't really catch it. But I'm gonna kind of point out some things to y'all. I really wrote down about 22 different things that I noticed. First of all, I just kind of wanted to show y'all what I mean. The art is like completely different. On the newer box, just notice how like his hair is like way over here. It comes like over the hump of the dinosaur. On this side, it's like, just barely kind of hanging in. It also just appears to be like more cliff on the other one. Seems like the bottom end of this cliff ended up being like a lot more rounder and smaller. Like on this side, the paint drips out. On this side, like we have still like so much. The art on the cave walls is like completely different. The cave paintings, it's a whole different like cave that he's standing in. The shape of the cave is actually kind of quite different. I noticed as well, like how they give this shape like a different type of dynamic. Like here, all of the colors are completely different. This one seems like vibrant where he's more darker. It gives like a more vibrant neon type of colors. This one gives like a more matte, retro wave type of look. Basically, these are more like muted bright colors, and these are like vibrant electric neon colors, I would say. See, like on this one, and this one, the info box, this one has like plants underneath, like a little color. And this one is like, it's a lot of room. The plants are way over here. He's standing in like a completely different position too. This whole different area down here is completely different. The way like the things are under the rocks. I didn't even like write down all the list stuff because it was just so many obvious differences there just alone. This one seems like he's a lot more like muscular and or like thicker or something. Even though they use the same lines, it just seems like he has a lot more going on right here on this side. You know what I mean? Like on this art, there's no tail, and on this one, the dinosaur has the tail that's sticking out. Like here, his ear seems to be a lot more round, and here it seems to be like they put a lot more like of a pink color in here. I don't know, maybe if they were trying to substitute for where here it had the flower that was behind it and it kind of made it look like that was going on. But here it was like they tried to add that in or something and it just didn't work. Like the colors aren't the same. Like from here, when I look at it, the ear, it looks brown. But then on here, it's like it's it has like more of that pink color on the edge. And I don't know if they were doing that to trying to kind of make up from where on this side it had the plant right there or whatever, but the colors are just they're just a lot more different. Like they gave like that pink right there. And you can really see it because it's next to like colors on the edge. On the camera, it's not really giving what I can see on the box of it. Kind of looks more and more brown the way I'm looking at it on the screen, but in real life on the box, it's like a lot of pink, just like in the upper corner area up here of his ear. And of course, the edge of the clips seem to be a lot more different. See, you don't really have too much hanging underneath here, and you have a lot that's really going over on this side. Same thing with the pond. Um, I didn't really catch differences there, but I'm very sure that it's somewhere. So I just kind of wanted to point out a few things for y'all and just let y'all know Slate's definitely my favorite character from this line and one of my favorite doll characters. I love his designs. I don't think I'm more crazy about him than Logan. They were out around the same time, and I was just so crazy about Logan. But I do love Slate. I fell in love with him a lot more at the time. So I don't think I probably could ever have enough Slates, and I could get them at a really good price, and I'm looking for customs. As I mentioned, I think these Cave Club dolls make like the perfect fairies. So let's go ahead and start to get him out for this comparison video. We comes with a taggy here, and let's see what's up. Okay, so I just start with a newer box here, and I think he's looking pretty cool. He's got like some little paint drops on his nose and stuff like that, but honestly, I don't even mind. Um, his hair feels a lot softer than they used the last time. I do notice the color differences right away, and since it's just like so much more vivid and brighter. I love the background art, like the inside, the greens and the blues that they're using here for him. You see he comes with his hair extension. He has like a little bone too. I was wondering if his was looking a little different from the girls. Like the accessory right there. I'll have to check that out into there. There's Taggy along here. It looks, oh, okay. I was about to say, what is that? It's just the belt wrapped around Taggy. And the bones are different in this wave as well. The combs. So let's just go ahead and get them on out. Now this packaging, I love. It was so easy to get out. They cut the doll out, take all the accessories out. It was just simple. You can keep the box and pack. This is very much a step up. I'm glad they did this. It's easier to save like some type of art, for the Cave Club dolls. I'm really glad that they did this because before I was just kind of having a time getting them out. Well, not so much of a time, but I kind of wanted to keep like a little art or something. Slate, he looks really good. He looks super cool. These are some of my favorite molds. There's such an underrated doll line. Very underrated doll line. I just want to say, Mattel, y'all really let me down with this one. They had just so much potential, and y'all had y'all could have did so much more with these. They could have did so much more with Cave Club. No, they didn't stand up to a lot like Monster High, and they probably never could have, but they definitely stood on their own for the little time they were out, and I think that they were just amazing. And because the main thing that I loved about Cave Club were they nailed it. I don't know exactly what they were going for, but see, they weren't too kitty, and at the same time they weren't too mature. You know what I mean? They just gave off a really good look that I think that was wholesome for the collector community or just any doll lovers, or people wanting to get into dolls. They just were really good vibe. So we look at his leg warmers, and they kind of got the fluff out. We see like a tooth there on the end. I could paint that for more detailing. And I want to like do customs with these clothes too, because honestly, they just these dolls just give me such a fairy vibe. I don't know why. It's not like Winx, but they just give me like fairy vibe. They just really scream fairy. Just the design, the mold, the heads, and everything. He has, like the print print design, animal print design with like different designs. You got like swirls and stuff in the back. Really busy, kind of like how Logan's last outfit was. We have this the hot pink print zipper, like horizontally. We got this necklace here with like teeth on it, and he's got the paint spots. Everything is the same design wise, but everything will probably be colored and placed a lot differently. Now moving on to the accessories, here's Taggy here, looking super super cute with a little green fro, little teal, well teal fro, like teal green, little teal aqua swervel in the eye, pretty sapphire blue color, yellow peak. There's the bag. I really love this cool bag, waist bag. Has a little um, you know, your ruffles at the end, not ruffles, but what we call it here. You know what I mean. Her hand here with the swivels. And of course it opens up. It's functional to where you can see some color. It was a little hard to pop at first, but once we did, we see the different paint brushes there, which was pretty cool. I love that effect that they gave something there. Here's this brush with the end. I'll probably paint some of these more colors than green since I have quite a few. And here is this band for the paint. It does look, you could put, like turn this into like a gym phone or something. And here is a bone comb pick. Very cool. Yeah, it was rolling, doing their thing, doing what they had to do. And same thing with the weave here. I'm loving it. I'm all for it. I would totally do it. And now let's get on to the next one. I do wish they would have kept like these little crystals. I like them. I would have wished they would have kept them in the new ones. For some reason, his box was already lifting out. Like it wasn't much for me to just pull it up at all. So with that being said, it made it a lot more easier this time for me to save this art. The last time it wasn't that able. You can still see kind of like these lines outside from the packaging, but the last time, even though I think I have two other slates besides these two, maybe three, it's just kind of, it had like a lot more room. It wasn't that easy to get it the packaging off. Okay, overall I love the fold box more. And again, we have Taggy here. And see, this one, this is how you know this was a newer model. They both have 2019, but the combs weren't like this, but this one has one of these newer combs. Here's his bag again, a brush, and the paint palette. Okay, and we're gonna take a look at the colors at the inside of this one, and we'll do a quick comparison. As far as Taggy goes, the newer one is bigger, and they don't have any other differences besides that I noticed, except for the eye on the new ones seems to be like a lot more like kind of a pastel looky color, like light color. Like this one has like light colored cheek, and this one they both really have like the same kind of color here, but this one is like brighter on the hair. Kind of like for the brushes, they appear to be exactly the same. I want to say that the one in the clear packaging is a little bit longer. Sorry, y'all, I didn't hit pause. I was just looking, trying to examine, but this is absolutely had the this part like You can't see it, but this one has like this one right here. They will have like the little six buckles on here, but this one is absolutely shorter. I think these could actually be the same. They might just be too hard for me to really notice anything different going on with them. This one does definitely look bigger though, just eyeing them side by side. Same thing with these bags. I can tell this one from this clear packaging mode is a lot bigger. This part right here is wider. It's a bigger scope. Okay, so most of the clear packaging Slate, his stuff is bigger. Like his leg warmers are bigger. I put them side by side, helping them down feet by feet to the base, like on the bottom. Now they are the same size, and I noticed that these two, you know how I told you this one's from like a newer reversion that they did, I guess a repackaging, I would say, because some of the other slates I've noticed where his eyebrows are like bigger than another one. These guys right here, they look like they have the same size eyebrow. His is a little bit more bigger, granted, but it's not as a big difference as I've seen on some of the other ones. Some of the other ones has like a huge big eyebrow difference where it just looks a lot more bigger. It's still the same design, but it's just a lot more thicker. You know, the colors here seem like a lot more lighter. You see that they are the design different. They do have different prints on them. Same thing as the shorts. This right here, I feel like they would probably be different sizes too. This one right here has like a different color of the bones painted. This one right here looks like a lot more of like an ivory color. This right here looks like a pearly color. Same thing with the brown. This right here looks like a brighter brown. This right here looks like just, kind of like a dark rustique looking type of brown. Just some things I didn't really kind of point out at first, but yeah. Okay, now this part here, I just really can't help myself. I'll start with the shorts. The newer ones, I definitely feel like they are wider, like maybe like a half a size bigger. Not that it matters, but I do feel like they are like the same length. But this one has a wider stretch band. I did point out the differences of the necklace, but the necklaces, they line up pretty much close enough to me to still be the exact same. They just have different paints on them. And these tops are stitched completely differently. Seems like the design on this one cuts towards this way, and the design on this one, it cuts this way too, but I don't know, it's at a different angle. Y'all see what I mean? Like maybe they cut it upward here and they cut it like slant diagonally downward here or something. You know what I mean? This one's a lot more wider than this one. Maybe like this one could be a small and this one could be a medium. Or just maybe like different brands did them in like the same size, but this one's just bigger. But yeah,